Yesterday morning, Donald Trump Jr. went on Fox and Friends to trash Nancy Pelosi and praise his father over the failed stimulus talks that his daddy canceled the day before. And in part of his attack on Nancy Pelosi, Trump Jr., the man who many have accused of using cocaine, accused Nancy Pelosi of having, quote, her own substance issues. Here is the exact quote from Donnie Jr. Nancy has her own substance issues, according to the press and according to the media. I won't get into that. It's obviously nonsense. The reality is this. Nancy Pelosi was trying to stack literally probably $1 trillion of excess nonsense to bail out Democrat cities, to push for cashless bail, to get illegal immigrant stimulus checks as part of the yada, 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 things that didn't actually happen. But Nancy has her own substance issues, according to the press and according to the media. Because the press and the media are two different things, I guess, too, but that's beside the point. Has her own substance issues. And then he says, but it's obviously nonsense. Just like saying that Donald Trump Jr., according to the Twitter world, uses cocaine all the time. It's obviously nonsense, other than the fact that he absolutely exhibits the behavior of somebody on cocaine. We have no evidence that he does that. And it's probably not true. So we can't say for certain that he does, but he just, see what I just did there though? That's what he just did. You throw something out there, you have no evidence to back it up, and as soon as you realize that you could actually be sued for slander for it, then you say like, but it's nonsense. It's not true. So you say what you just said was not true so that you don't get yourself sued. But I think it's time for that. I think it's time for liberals to be a little bit more liberal with the libel and slander lawsuits. This is getting out of control. You have people like Donald Trump Jr., you have Eric Trump, you have Donald Trump, you have all of these other Republican politicians who put out these god-awful statements accusing Democrats of some of the worst behavior imaginable, none of it being anywhere near reality. Friggin' sue them. Can we put an end to this? Like, the discourse in our country has gotten so crazy that you can just say whatever you want about your opponent. Now, we can't do that. Conservative media does it a lot, but they also, by the way, get sued a lot. But anytime a conservative feels like they got their feelings hurt from the media, they sue and then they settle. Because it's a lot cheaper for these media outlets to settle than it is for them to take this to trial. So conservatives know how to use it. I think it's time that liberals, Democrats, progressives, that all of us fight back. Somebody says something about you that isn't true, that hurts your reputation, you can sue. You can. That's how it works. As long as it hurts your reputation, not just your feelings, you can. And I think it's high time that we do that. As for Trump Jr.'s bizarre claims about Nancy Pelosi, there is no evidence to suggest that. There is nothing in her behavior that would suggest that she is on drugs. You know, I really don't believe that this, woman in her late 70s is going home and going on crazy coke benders. I don't even know that Trump Jr. is. He has frantic behavior sometimes. And, sure, that could be a symptom of drug use. It also could just be who he is as a person. Same thing with his dad. Maybe he is snorting Adderall as claims have been made. Or maybe he's just a weirdo. We honestly don't know, and I don't think we're ever truly going to know other than some accusations. If we had some photographic evidence, maybe it'd be a little different. But nevertheless, too, if you want to go after Nancy Pelosi, there's valid criticisms of Nancy Pelosi you could absolutely throw out there. But instead, you decided to make things up and not even believable make stuff up. Not even Nancy Pelosi, she wasn't arguing in good faith. She came in and she said, oh, I want to get all this money. No, you went outlandish with her. She wants to give money to illegal immigrants and she's doing cocaine. What? If you're going to lie, it has to be a believable lie. You can't go on Fox News and be like, well, my dad was going to negotiate with her, but she came in riding an alligator, and then she summoned a giant squid monster that almost killed my dad, and then he was like, well, I can't do this anymore. I mean, what was he supposed to do? And even if he had said something like that, Fox and Friends would have been there like, yeah, I mean, that's Pelosi for you. That's Pelosi. That's what she does. If you're going to lie about somebody, at least make it something believable. Not something so outlandish that even people who aren't fans of Nancy Pelosi are forced to come out and defend her against the slander that you just leveled at her yesterday.